Hello and welcome to my budget video for June 2017. And let's get right on started. I'm using the Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly Calendar, and I've gone through and set up some of this stuff up already by adding some stickers and things like that. So on the first page for June, I've added this tab that came in a Recollections sticker book that I got from Michael's. I'll tag it below. On the first page of the month, I go ahead and list all of my sinking funds and stating how much I will be transferring in there at the end of the month. And once I do all of that, and if there's any subtractions or things like that, I'll add up the total at the end of the month. I have been putting cash envelope stuff here, but I don't know if I'm going to do that because I am actually doing that over here. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with this, if I'm going to go ahead and keep cash envelopes like a running record of how much I have left or something like that. I really do nothing on this side. I just like to have the quote there. So once I get into the actual calendar, you see where I've added beginning, my checking balance, my savings balance, and right now I've penciled in the approximate amount because I'm actually filming this on May 28th. So I'm not quite sure how much I will have in my bank accounts when the month starts. I'm pretty sure my savings will be right here, and then at the end of the month I'll list out all my balances at the end of the month. And I've added some stickers that came from an Erin Condren sticker book, and I will link it down below as well. It is the every season, no, it's the green, turquoise, teal, seafoam green color, whatever you want to call that. It's that book. But I've added these and the pineapple. And then we will go ahead and get started on this. I don't know if you see any marks in here. I can see it. I don't know if it's showing up on camera. But I went through previously and with a friction pen, I had written the bills that were due during that time, and I've since erased them because I've created my own stickers so that I can use it in this because I like to decorate things, if you couldn't tell. So for June, it's a lucky month for me because I get paid 3 times this month. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my little payday flags, if I can get them undone. Oops. And I get paid every Thursday of the month. Or not every Thursday, but every other Thursday. So how is everybody's weekend going so far? I'm so thankful that I have a 3-day weekend because I've needed some time off from the weekend, or from work, really. So let's go ahead. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with the stickers I have in red are my debts. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting those down. And we're going to start with my student loan, which is due always on the 2nd of every month. Okay. Then my MasterCard is due on the 13th of every month. My Visa, my Visa is the current debt that I'm trying to do my snowball on, where every little bit goes into the Visa account because I'm trying to get that one paid off because of the interest rate is currently at like in between 25 and 26%. So it's a little high and I'm trying to get it down. Okay, next debt will be my car loan, which is due on the 23rd of every month. And I'm going to go ahead and mark down the extra payment because I wait until the end of the month to see exactly how much I have left over. I'm trying to do where I'm doing a $300 payment total. So it's on this day I do the minimum payment, and then at the end of the month I do the remaining to get to where it's $300 total. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and start with the pink ones, which are my regular expenses that, like utilities and things like that. So I have rent due on the 1st, and my cell phone is also due on the 1st. And we're going to just put that, rearrange this somewhat. Ooh, that's crooked. And of course, it doesn't want to come up now. I don't know if you can hear the bird outside, but the bird is just singing away and everything, which I'm kind of surprised because in Houston yesterday, driving around doing errands, it was 100 degrees on the temperature gauge on my car, meaning the outside temperature was 100 degrees. And that's the first time that I've seen that since last summer. So it's been a good, mild spring so far. We had a very hot fall, February. But since then, it's been nice and cool, and now it's starting to pick up. The next one is my cable bill. That is actually not really cable, but it's internet, home security, and my landline. And I would get rid of my landline, except for I've had the number. My family has had the number since the late 70s, so it's the number that everybody in the family knows. So I don't change it, because if anybody ever needs to get in touch with someone in the family, they're going to call my number, and I will call the person that they're trying to look for and give them the message. Okay, the next one is gas, and I currently don't know when my gas bill is due because it hasn't been done yet. So it's usually around this week, right? The 16th through the 13th. So I'm just going to put that to the side until that bill comes in. And my electric is due on the 15th. Oh golly, all of these are due on paydays, which is good because I ran into problems in May where I had everything coming out of my paycheck. Like all my bills were due with my first paycheck, and I don't get paid enough. Meaning bills and debts pretty much all coming out of my first paycheck. So I had to figure out what I'm going to do there. Okay, then the next one, my water is due on the 16th. And I need to... Okay, Netflix comes out on the 20th of every single month. Okay, that is all of my stuff. On this one, I have the sinking funds, and I like to have that one done around the end of the month. But I think I'm going to do it early because I need to do some changes. So I am going to schedule them to come out on this date. So I'll schedule them on the weekend at one of these dates. Okay. And the other thing that I like to do in this is when I try to do pretty much I'm not strict on the no spend months for myself yet. Partly because things are popping up that need to be done and they're last minute things. So it's kind of like, I hate when that happens. But I kind of rejoice when I have a no spend day. So like in May, so far I've already counted today because I don't plan on going out anywhere or spending any money on Etsy or anything like that. Moving on, I'm going to go find some washi to block off these spots so that way I can kind of know what days are actually part of the month. So I will be right back. Okay, I have let my camera cool down a little bit, and I have put down some washi. I want to say I got this washi from Michael's, but I could be wrong. I don't quite remember because it's been so long ago, but I think it was at Michael's at one point. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and over here, I'm going to start writing in all of the amounts. Planning on $207 for my extra payment. Hopefully we can get that. Fingers crossed. Okay, and the gas bill will go somewhere. It was due on the 16th of last month, but you can see where the water was due on the 19th. So somehow the water has advanced from the 19th to the 16th. And before it was on the 20th, before May it was on the 20th. So I'm not quite sure how they're figuring all of that out. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is right now not talk about this page. We're just going to talk about this one right here. And not quite sure of my actual pay because in June we are having new insurance rates come out for our health insurance at work. So I'm guesstimating that that my paycheck will be about $1,150 every single pay period, which has decreased from what it was previously, and I'm kind of unhappy about that. But what can you do when they change your insurance rates? And right now I have penciled in up here the remaining from May, which is will be approximately $100. And I add that as additional income. I don't quite do a zero-based budget because of the way I get paid. It's like this month I'm getting paid 3 times, and in other months the majority of the months it's 2 times a month. So to make sure that I have enough for paying rent and the student loans and all of that stuff at the beginning of the month, I like to have a little bit of money carry over to the next month, just so that I'm covered for anything that's unexpected. I'm not expecting any additional income this month. Okay, so I list my estimated income and then what I actually get paid, and then I total up at the bottom. So for the total estimated, I am expecting to get, and I'm using my phone right now, times 3,000, which is a really good number, but I'm surprised my cat isn't in here trying to chase the squirrel at the moment. Okay, then the next one are my regular expenses that are usually my utility household type things that I pay every single month. And I've listed the date that they're due, what they are, the estimated amount, and then the actual. And I'll explain why I have an estimated for this. So the electric is due on 6/15, and a lot of this is a little redundant, but there's a reason why I do this part of it. The gas, I'm not sure. Water is 6/16. Okay, rent 600. Cell phone, cable 1064. Electric. Oop, nope. White out. Okay. Okay, electric estimated 100, gas estimated 25, Netflix 865, and water 100. Okay, now on the estimated ones on the electric, gas, and water, I went back at the beginning of January Actually, it was the end of December, and I calculated the average amount for the year of 2016 that I spent for electric, gas, and water. So it averaged out for electric that it was about $100 every single month that I was paying. Gas was about $25 and water was about $100. Okay, we know that the actual amount will be $600. Actual amount will be okay. Electric is $86.38. We don't know what gas is. 65, and this is 84.11. Okay, now I'm gonna electric. Okay, and right now I am adding up the estimated, which is, okay, my estimated expenses for this month are $1,006.13. Now, when I get the actual amount for the gas, what I do is then total up this, and I then subtract the total actual amount from the estimated amount, and whatever that is, I move it over into, let's go back, into my sinking funds for summer bills. So you can see right now that my summer bill sinking fund has $229 in it. And I need to wipe that out because that was how much went over last month, and I don't know what it's going to be for this month. So, okay, so what happens, since I do live in Houston, and the summer and winter bills go down extremely because my furnace is a gas furnace, so the electric goes down to about $40 in the winter time, and my gas goes up from around the $25 mark to, or a little less than $25 to $30, sometimes $40, depending on if I'm running the fireplace. So because the summer bills go up because I'm using the electricity more, because we'll have 100 degree weather days, and if I have to get out there and water the yard or do something like that, wash my car during the summertime, the bill just, I've had $200 electric bills and $200 water bills at one point. So I like to have extra in there for the summer months, so that way it's not a shock to me when all of a sudden I get an electric bill for $250 and I have the money there. It's not a shock to my system because I'm so used to spending about this much every single month. So that's what I do, why I have listed over here and not just in the monthly part of it. Okay, and then going down to my debts, and I have the due dates here. They are always due on these dates, and right now I'm putting the outstanding balance so that way I can keep up, and I have my little cheat sheet over here with all of the stuff. So for student loans, I still owe, this was supposed to be in pencil, $39,750.71. And I put it in pencil because I will check back on the 1st of June, and that will be my actual amount. Actually, no. Yeah, that'll be the actual outstanding amount because it gets the daily interest charges on it. And that one is $262.95 for the amount paid. Okay, my share card is the MasterCard, and that one is at $10,744.79, and the minimum payment is $171. $171. Okay. BOA mine is a Visa card, and that one is currently at $29.24.91. And right now I'm going to pencil in $93, so that way I know what the minimum is, but I will go back once I actually do the extra payment charge at the end of the month and put the actual amount that I pay. So it'll show $300 there, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, and my car loan is currently at $40.42.90, and that one is $189.89. Okay, 39750.71 plus 1070.79 plus 2924.51 plus 90. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing that right now, but it makes me feel so much better because I really started on my debt journey in October. Like, I had been paying my minimum payments and everything, but not really going to the extreme of trying to pay off things. And so far I have paid off my Kohl's card, my Target card, and I had an emergency room bill that I needed to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and start moving these down. And so estimated income is $3,450. Total debts and expenses, I'm going to add that up once I confirm this on the 1st. Total sinking funds, that is not available at this time. And cash envelope over here, and pet care, and that's for cat litter and food. 80. Entertainment, that's kind of high because this month Beauty and the Beast and The Fate of the Furious will get released on iTunes, and I have to buy those. So yeah, that's in there. And as well as I'm planning on the second weekend in June having a paint girls night at one of the, it's called Pino's Palace. So that one I've already committed to that, so that's another entertainment form. And personal care, 25, and 200 for groceries. So we are looking at $400 total for cash envelopes. The next thing that I like to do is, once I have all of this set up, I can go through here and figure out, okay, what is coming out of the first paycheck? Well, my rent, my cell phone, my student loans, okay, and then let's see, I get paid again on the 15th. So what I like to do is, okay, I get paid here. So these things are paid. I like to get groceries, get money out for groceries and things like that. So I'm going to take out $100 because my grocery budget is $200 for the month. So I do $50 $50 per week. So I count the weekend. So usually I go shopping on Fridays. And my grocery bill should be $250 because there's an extra Friday there. So usually I go every other week for groceries, but just to have extra cash, and you know, it's about $200 that I'm spending if I actually stick to my meal plan and not go to fast food or restaurants or things like that. So we're gonna do groceries. And when did I get gas last for my car? Got it here. And let's see, June, the rest of May. I'm off tomorrow, so that's 4 days driving to work. Okay, I'll have to probably get gas. I'm at half a tank right now, so that should get me through this week right here. So I'll have to get gas at some point over here. So I'm going to put that in there. Auto gas. And then the next thing after that, I'll have my cable bill. Cable, then it is MC. And when I go to pay bills, I go to the weekend. So I'll have the electric, Visa, and water. Even though I'm getting paid on these days, that's how I do I basically wait. My money usually doesn't clear the bank until Friday, meaning my paycheck doesn't completely clear until Friday. So that's why it's kind of, I wait until all of these, wait till the weekend really to calculate. So this paycheck really is for this week and this week, but because I'm only have $100 that I'm carrying over, it nowhere covers any of this stuff. So electric, Visa, and most likely I will have the natural gas for the house and water. And I'm going to go ahead and put natural gas over there so I am aware of it. Okay, and for the 15th, we'll have another $100 for groceries. Okay, and we're going to get gas somewhere in here, so more than likely, because I'm going to have to drive a distance on this day, I'm going to have to get gas somewhere in here as well. So we're going to do auto gas as well, and Netflix, car loan, sinking funds, that was horrible writing there, and Visa extra payment. Oh, and car maintenance. My oil needs to be changed somewhere, I think on around the 17th in my car. So I need to factor that in as well. And that's usually $40 to $60 depending on if they need to change the air filter and things like that. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and look at July. I haven't set up anything, but I can kind of figure out. Okay, get paid. So I'm going to have to cover July rent, July cell phone, July student loans. See, and this is why I carry over. So this, if I did the zero-based budget for the end of the month, and I put this whole paycheck into paying a debt or something like that, I would not have any money to cover any of the bills because I get paid here. The next time I get paid is the 13th. So I would not have any money to pay for my rent, my cell phone. I have my trash that comes out every it's every quarter, and it's next due in July. Then my cable bill as well. So rent, cell phone, trash, student loans, and cable bill, which is a fairly large chunk to not get. So that's why I don't quite do the every dollar budget and have a carryover that goes over to the next month. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm not quite sure where we stopped off because my camera decided to die on me. Okay, so going back to my 29th paycheck. So I have student loans, trash. And the trash is actually a sinking fund. So, but I like to put it on there. That's coming out, so I'm aware that that's coming out. Okay, the next one will be my cable bill. Okay, and then I need to get groceries and probably gas again. And also gas. Okay, so that is my budget so far for June, and just so you're aware, on this side, this sticker actually came from the back of the Erin Condren notebook or calendar, and it's just, as you can see, these that kind of have the divots on the end, and that was already there. I've added these stickers. It's from the same sticker book as these came from, so I use them as a little breakup so that I can kind of see the division. And it was about October that I decided in my budget to, I was listing it all as my debts all in with my regular expenses, and October was about the time that I decided to split out my debts so I could see how much I actually was in debt. And when I added it all up together, and it was at $62,000. So the fact that I will be down to 57, hopefully under 50 or 257, is fantastic. And just October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. In 8 months, I am so ecstatic. And if this is true, if I have all my calculations right, I may actually have paid off $5,000 in student, and not just student loans, but in debt, period, since October. And that's a milestone for me. So I'm going to have to think of something to do. And it may be that I just go and get myself a nice ice cream from Marble Slab or something like that. Just a little, it's kind of pricey to get ice cream, but it's not too pricey. But, you know, a little celebration, because I want to celebrate the small steps and the small victories. So knowing that I will have paid off hopefully $5,000 is a big accomplishment for me. So that is the paper version of my budget. I do use the everydollar.com website to track electronically, so I can kind of try to get it to an every dollar type thing and figure things out. So we will be transitioning over to that in just a few minutes. Or in just a few seconds. So we can kind of see where I am at, get the budget set up on that side as well. And it kind of helps because it keeps me accountable. Welcome everybody. As you can see, this is the Every Dollar app, and I'm going to go ahead and start creating. This is my May budget, and you see that I have in here, it says $126.54 going to be left over to budget. And as I mentioned previously, that I don't do a zero-based budget completely. I will add something in here, one of the items, saying that it will be probably one of the lifestyle, or no, add it down here, a new budget group, and have it forward to June and 126.54, and I'm going to go ahead and change this next month remaining, or remaining. Okay, so now up here it shows an every dollar budget, and that's because I've gone ahead and advanced that $126 over to the next month. I'm not quite sure why my checking account and my every dollar budget is off by $1 and change, but it's $1 and change. I'm not going to worry about it. So we're going to go ahead and at the top here, click it over, and we're going to click on June. And as you can see that March and April are a solid line, and January, February, June through, and it will continue on, have dotted lines. That's because budgets have not been set up for them. So to get them set up, all you do is click on the month, and it moves you over, and it says, hey, do you want to start one? And yes, I want to start planning for June, and it will copy my May budget. So it's copied everything over, and of course I'm going to have to go through and change some things because in this month I'm getting paid 3 times, but I'm not getting paid that amount right there. And I need to change this to say remaining from May. And so I'm going to go through and start getting these things to match the budget that I did on in my Erin Condren notebook. So and add income and paycheck 3. I'm going to actually move that up to here. Additional income 0, and we're going to change remaining April to remaining May, and it was 126. Go back. Actually, I didn't need to go back. Okay. June. Scroll to the bottom. 126.54. 126. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and we have all of that information here, and it shows a total of how much I have to work with for the month of June right here, and it shows how much I have left to budget. My emergency fund, as I've mentioned, I am planning on getting another penny when the interest comes in, so it's already calculating that extra penny. So I'm not going to worry about that right now, and I'm not putting anything else into savings until I get my debts paid off. So for emergency fund, I have nothing going on in there yet. I may throw some money depending on taxes and things like that, but I really want to get everything paid off as quickly as possible. So I'm trying to use taxes and any additional income, birthday money, Christmas money, if I get any bonuses or things like that from work, I try to throw it into paying off debt. Okay, so rent, moving on down to rent, will be $600. Cell phone is $54. Internet, phone, and security, which is my cable bill, in quotes, is $117.64. Natural gas, I am going to go ahead and put it at $25 because we don't know what that is at this moment. And electricity, we know, will be $86.38. And Netflix is always $8.65. And because I don't have cable, actual cable television, I rely on Netflix and iTunes and Amazon Prime, and yeah, those ones. And my Apple TV, I have a couple of the apps for the TV stations like ABC and Fox and things like that. I have been watching them, and my water will be $84.11. And gas, I am only planning on filling up twice this month, and last month it ended up being 3 times because I actually had to fill up at the beginning of the month and then 2 times after that, which was not expected. So I'm going to put this back at $70. Groceries, I'm going to go ahead and put at $250. Restaurants, I am putting that at, let's see, how many times do I plan on going out to eat somewhere? Not for that one. I do plan on, so we're going to do $20. Nah, $30. Not $3,000. Whoa. Okay. Pet care, which is a cash envelope, $45. Entertainment, as I mentioned, is $80. Crafting, we're going to put at $10. Household is $25. And CAD is a organization that I am a member of here in my area, and sometimes we have dues or things like we have yearly dues that are due in January. But if there's any extra things that are popping up, like if I'm going to make a donation to their brunch event, or it's a political organization here, so we have candidate dinners and brunches and things like that. So if I make a donation or something like that, buy a ticket, I put it in there. But right now we have nothing planned for the month of June. Chiropractor, nothing at the moment. Personal care, I'm going to go ahead and put back at $15. Gifts, I'm planning on $25. And clothing, currently nothing, but that may have to change because it's getting into the summer months, and it is getting hot here. So I may have to go and find capris and things like that I can wear, so I'm not as hot running around doing errands. So the next thing, my student loan debts. Okay, that's going to stay at $262.95. I'm going to go ahead and change the name of this so that way, MasterCard, and that minimum payment is $171. And we're going to change the name of this one to Visa. And we're going to keep that one at $300 and change that to Cologne. And that's $189. And one of the cards I did pay off was my Target Red card, and I did pay that off with the lovely tax return I got in March. So that I was able to pay off $1,500 on that credit card in March and got it off my list of things. And I actually got it off my list of things. I was supposed to have it paid off by June, by this coming month, and I got it paid off in March. So I was very happy when I was able to do that. And I was still able to have money saved to go and visit my sister in London. So very thankful for the tax return and Christmas money that I got, so that I was able to pay that card off and even go travel to see my sister. And I actually did the travel with no debt. Like, I didn't charge anything to a credit card. Whenever I used a card to buy meals or things like that, it was with my debit card. It was because I had the money to pay for it. And it makes me feel so much better that I was able to go on a vacation, an 8-day vacation, and I had the money for everything. I did not have to put anything on a credit card. If it was put onto a credit card, it was my debit card. So very thankful that I was actually able to have a vacation this year that did not require a credit card at all. And that it was completely paid off and everything by the time I was done with the trip. So happy. So, okay. And now we're going into my sinking funds. You see the amounts here, $8.93 for Amazon Prime, and that is for the year subscription. So I put everything, my Amazon Prime is not due to be paid until February, I believe. So I currently have, or I will have $35.72 at the end of this month, June. Yeah, at the end of June, saved up in there. Car insurance, the next time my car insurance is due is in July. So right now, at the end of June, I am really close to how much the payment, the total amount will be. So I'm very happy about that. And here in Texas, we have to have our car registration and inspection done. And because I live in a county in Houston, and it's in a county where we have to have, when we get the car inspected, it has to have an emissions test done to it. So our inspection is actually a little bit more expensive than when we go, like where my mom lives. She doesn't have to have an emissions test done on her car, so it's only like $5 or something like that. Whereas for me, it's now $12 to go get it, and my registration for my car also has gone up. This last month or last year in March when I had to go get it, it was almost $90 just for the registration. So that was kind of a hit for me. So I've gone through and I am saving up for those things to happen. My dentist, because he's out of pocket, I have dental insurance through my work, but they don't cover everything, including, they don't cover all of the cleaning or the x-rays or all of that. So I always have to pay some money out of pocket once the dentist office sends everything to the insurance plan. So I calculated up how much it was this past year on how much it cost me to go see the dentist out of pocket. And it averaged out to be about $23 a month that I have to save up to pay. So at the end of June, I will have $69 in there. I am a member of the Editorial Freelance Association, and the membership is $149 every single year. I think I could be wrong on that, but I am saving up $12 every single month to be able to pay for that at the end of the year. Now, I don't know how much longer I will have the HBO Now membership, but basically what I do is when I'm a Game of Thrones fan, so when Game of Thrones comes back on HBO, I will wait a couple weeks and then I will go and get a month-long subscription to HBO Now, and that's what this is. So it's $135 for 12 months, each month, up to 12 months. So that way I'm only paying for the 1 month, and then I binge watch everything on HBO that's out there, including Big Little Lies and all of the TV shows that are out there. I'll binge watch on all of those for that month, and then I cancel it so that it's out there. So I don't know how much longer Game of Thrones will be on HBO, but I know that the season is coming out this summer, so I will be getting another subscription to HBO Now in the next couple months. I think it actually comes out in June. I could be wrong. I don't have my other planner in here to tell me when it comes out, but I think it's June. So I'll probably get the subscription for July. So that's where this is at. Okay, summer bills I'm going to currently put as 0 because I don't know how much. And if you can remember from the paper plan that I had, it was I'll take the estimated expense for my regular expenses minus the actual amount, and whatever is remaining will come over here into the summer bills sinking funds. And then it will give me a remaining amount. But right now we are at $229.14 for summer bills, which I feel very good about, because looking at my electric bill, it's currently at $84 for this month, $86 for this month. So I'm planning on, now that it's starting to get hot again, so June, July, and August will be, and September sometimes, are some of our hottest months where we'll have temperatures in the hundreds, 105s. So my AC is running quite often, and so having that $229 buffer helps me feel a lot more comfortable about going into the summer months and not having to make my house sit at 80 degrees instead of 76 degrees, because 80 degrees is still kind of too warm at night here, and yeah, and I keep it at 76. I'm comfortable at 76. I have ceiling fans that I have on, and I'm comfortable with that. My taxes, that is to file my taxes through TurboTax every single year. So I took this past year when I filed my taxes, or not this past year, when I filed it in March, I took that amount divided by 12 and got about $8. So will have 32 at the end of the month. Trash, as I mentioned, is quarterly, and I actually am going to have to transfer an additional amount into the trash to be able to cover my trash, because it is, oh wait, nope, I don't. It's next paid in July. I keep forgetting when I next pay my trash bill, but it was let's see. it was like $56, $57 for trash for the 3 months. So I'm going to have to, when it comes to July and at the end of this month, I might transfer an additional amount over to be sure that it's in the, maybe even before the end of the month, I'll make sure that there's enough money in for my trash account, sinking fund and so that way it comes out and everything. And then I'll be back on track of everything. Okay. I have a cat. She has to go to the vet occasionally. She hates it. I mean, this last time she had her shots and everything, she was growling the entire time. The vet was scared of my cat. My cat is 10 years, she'll be 10 years old in a month. And in July, she'll be 10 years old. She's a little feisty, ornery little calico that hates everybody but me. And sometimes I still think she hates me because she does turn around and hiss at me. The vet, it's always a traumatic thing. So I don't go as often as I should. I should go every single year to have all of her shots updated and everything. But it's getting to be where it's every 3 years. Just because it is so traumatic to her, to me, and to the poor vet and the vet staff that it's just best if I don't show up unless it's an absolute dire need. I'm putting $17 every single month into the vet sinking fund in case I ever have to go, and I probably need to have Phoebe's teeth cleaned, but that's a little, that they said anywhere from $400 to $600 for that. So it's a little outrageous for me to do that at this point, even though I have $1,000 in my sinking or in my emergency fund. It's just the thought of not being able to put $300 to a credit card to pay it off and having to put all that extra money into into the sinking funds again. It's just, vacation, I'm putting $15 in there, and I know on Dave Ramsey's plan, he says not to, while you're paying off debt, don't do anything for vacation, but I'm trying to get prepared because I am politically active, and next year is a primary year, so we will have a state convention that will pop up, and I do plan on going to that. I'm not exactly sure where it's located at this point, because the state party has not decided on the location, which I'm kind of surprised they haven't. Anyways, so I'm putting some money aside because I know that I will be traveling somewhere in the state of Texas to go to the convention. And I'm going to go ahead and change this to 0 at this point. As you can see, I would like to move $911.56 over to July, because in the paper budget I have to pay for rent, cell phone, student loans, trash, cable, groceries, and auto gas. And I may have to go through here and reduce some of these things throughout the year to figure out, and by things I mean, okay, I may need to reduce the $300 payment to Visa, or some of these like gifts I may not do. So it's some things I may have to go and readjust as the month goes on. But I will be doing weekly updates for you guys, so check back next week. I am planning on doing posting my budget videos on Fridays, but I'm not quite sure, because I know a lot of people put their budget videos up on Fridays, kind of a financial Friday type of thing. So I'm still trying to figure out my plan, my schedule on all of this stuff. So I'd actually like to have this one posted before the beginning of the month. So I'd like to have it up on Wednesday. So might be that on Friday the 9th, I'll have a week update on what has happened for the week, the first couple days of June. So just keep checking back, subscribe, so you are notified when I next post a budget video up. And at that point, I will know how much my total debt is at this point, and I should have my gas bill. So I will have a little bit more of a idea of what is happening. So, but yes, check back, subscribe, like, thumbs up if you like it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.